Hello folks and welcome back to Eerie Storytime. We've heard your requests, so today we are diving back into a tale out of Greek mythology. In a tale of love and loss, Orpheus ventures into the underworld to bring back his beloved Eurydice. But can love truly conquer death? Join us as we explore the tragic and timeless love story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus the musician held power over nature itself. His lyre sang melodies that charmed mortals and gods alike. Rivers paused and trees swayed to his tunes. Birdsong fell silent, only to rise again in harmony with his playing.
And then came Eurydice, a nymph of breathtaking beauty. Her laughter echoed through the meadows, as sweet as any song I played.
Their love bloomed like spring flowers after a harsh winter. Orpheus, captivated by Eurydice's grace, filled the air with melodies inspired by her.
Enchanted by his music, I became his muse, his inspiration.
Their wedding was blessed by the gods themselves, a testament to their extraordinary love. But happiness, like a delicate butterfly, is easily crushed. Life, so full of promise, held a bitter twist of fate. Theirs was a love story destined for tragedy. On a day that dawned like any other, tragedy struck. Eurydice, walking through a sun-dappled meadow, felt a sharp pain on her ankle. A venomous serpent hidden amongst the flowers had sunk its fangs into her soft skin.
I heard her scream and rushed to her side. I found my beloved Eurydice fading fast, the serpent's venom coursing through her veins. Her skin grew cold, her breath shallow.
His music, once so full of joy, now echoed with his despair. He played mournful melodies, begging the gods to spare his love. But fate, it seemed, was deaf to his pleas. As the sun began to set, Eurydice breathed her last, leaving Orpheus utterly alone. The world grew silent. Orpheus, consumed by grief, could no longer bear the sound of his music. He wandered the earth, a shadow of his former self, his heart a heavy stone in his chest. The loss of Eurydice was unbearable, a wound that refused to heal. Desperation, like a rising tide, threatened to drown him.
Then, a glimmer of hope emerged from the depths of my despair. I would brave the underworld itself to reclaim my beloved. With my lyre as my only weapon, I journeyed to the land of the dead. I would confront Hades, the god of the underworld, and plead for Eurydice's return. My love for her was stronger than death, more powerful than any fear.
The underworld was a realm of shadows and sorrow. The river Styx flowed sluggishly, mirroring Orpheus's grief. He stood before Hades and Persephone, rulers of this somber domain. Their faces were as impassive as stone.
I poured out my heart, my voice trembling with emotion. I sang of my love for Eurydice, my music echoing through the silent halls of the underworld.
His melody, filled with anguish and longing, moved even the cold heart of Hades. A flicker of sympathy crossed Hades's face.
I agreed to allow Eurydice to return to the land of the living. But there was a condition, a cruel test of Orpheus's love. He must not look back at Eurydice as they journeyed out of the underworld.
And so, with a heavy heart and a glimmer of hope, Orpheus prepared to face the ultimate test of his love.
Hope surged through me. I had been given a chance, a way to undo the cruel hand of fate. I took Eurydice's hand. Her touch was ghostly and cold. As we began our ascent, I focused on the path ahead, the promise of sunlight urging me forward. But doubt, like a venomous whisper, began to gnaw at my resolve. Was Eurydice truly behind me? Had I been tricked by the gods? I longed to turn, to reassure myself that she was real, that this wasn't some cruel illusion.
As they neared the exit, as light beckoned, he could resist no longer. He glanced back, desperate for a glimpse of his beloved. But in that instant, Eurydice was pulled back into the underworld, her hand slipping from his grasp. This time, their parting was final. The tale of Orpheus and Eurydice, a poignant parable of love and loss, is ancient, its origins shrouded in the mists of time. Scholars believe it first emerged in Greece, likely around the 6th century BC. While the exact author remains unknown, the story likely evolved through oral tradition, passed down through generations of storytellers. Each telling added new layers, enriching the narrative with symbolism and emotional depth.
One of the earliest written accounts appears in the works of the Roman poet Ovid, who masterfully captured the tragedy and emotional resonance of the myth in his epic poem Metamorphoses.
The myth of Orpheus and Eurydice resonated deeply with the ancient Greeks. It spoke to universal human experiences, love, loss, grief, and the tantalizing possibility of reuniting with those we have lost. The story served as a cautionary tale, highlighting the destructive nature of doubt and the importance of trust, particularly in the face of the unknown. It also explored the themes of death and the afterlife, offering a glimpse into the Greek underworld and its inhabitants.
Orpheus's unwavering love for Eurydice, his willingness to brave the depths of the underworld to reclaim her, resonated with audiences then, just as it continues to resonate with us today.
The timeless tale of Orpheus and Eurydice has transcended its ancient origins, inspiring countless artistic interpretations throughout history. From operas and ballets to paintings and sculptures, their story continues to captivate and move audiences. In literature, authors have reimagined their myth, exploring themes of love, loss, and redemption. Films and television shows have adapted the story for the screen, introducing new generations to the power of this enduring myth.
The myth serves as a reminder that some stories are timeless, their themes echoing through the ages. Orpheus and Eurydice's tragic love story continues to inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of love, the depths of grief, and the enduring allure of hope, even in the face of unimaginable loss.
And that concludes today's glimpse into Greek mythology and the tragic love story of Orpheus and Eurydice. What are your thoughts on this timeless myth? Also, we've received requests for more Greek and Norse mythology content. We plan to break those categories out into their own playlists and begin to sprinkle them into the rotation. Don't worry, we still have plenty more of our other content as well. Thank you all for your support and your feedback. Until next time.